All right, hello out there, everybody. Dave here again, and this time we're going to actually paint a color wheel. This is your basic color wheel. As you can see, as you turn this, you have the different color mixtures, and it can be very involved. We're going to start out real simple, and we have our diagram set up the same as the actual wheel itself, with yellow at the top, red over here at the corner, and blue. Let's see, we had yellow, blue, violet. Our blue is going to be ultramarine blue over in this right here. Now, basically, the color wheel just kind of shows you that if you look real close right here, it says, say you take green, for instance. If you add black, this is the shade you get. If you add gray, if you add white, and even more white, you get more of a tint. With gray, you get what's called a tone. We'll go into that on down the way, but right now, we're going to mix the basic primaries, secondaries, and the tertiaries. We can do the same with each color. Say if you take yellow right here, we take yellow, and we add black to it. We get this particular olive-looking tone. With gray, that's a shade. Black is a shade. With gray, we get more of a tone. White, we get a tint. More white, it's a lighter tint. So we're going to start out with just painting our basic, using our basic yellow, red, and blue. Now you can really use any yellow, red, and blue. There's no specific yellow, red, and blue that you have to have. In this particular situation, we're going to use cadmium yellow, cadmium red deep, and ultramarine blue. These are going to be our primaries. So right now, I'm actually putting these on my palette in the same sequence in a way that you see right here on this particular diagram. Put my red. Yellow. You want to put a nice amount because we got to mix some of the secondaries and the tertiaries using these same colors. If you need some more, you just add some more to your palette. And we're going to put on my ultramarine blue. For most of my painting, I like to use Scholastic, a long handle Scholastic Bright Wonder White number 8. This one's been used a little bit, but a number 8, I like number 8s. They come in real handy. I can do a lot with a number 8. Okay, the first thing we're going to do, we're going to paint in just a regular primary, which the first one is a cadmium yellow. No white, no black added. Just the basic paint, and put in our yellow. Just fill in a circle completely, cover all the white of the canvas. Put a nice little bit. Yeah, some of my pencil line shows through, but that's okay. Yellow. Okay. Now for this particular exercise, I'm going to use at least 3 different brushes, so I won't have to waste time trying to wash it out and a lot of the mineral spirits will thin the paint. So I'm going to get another, I'm going to put this one down. Get another fresh number 8. I'm going to add my cadmium red deep. Just cover it real good to opaque. We don't want to see any canvas. These number 8s are good. You can turn it sideways, get a nice angle on it, nice straight line, a nice edge, good and covered. I'm going to put this one down. Another fresh number 8. Using my ultramarine blue now. Cover it real good. Okay, now we got our 3 primaries. The 3 primaries are yellow, red, and blue. All right, now I'll set the blue down. Take our palette knife. I'm not sure, I think this is a number 10. I'm not sure, but you can see the size. Size of it in relation to my hand. This is a nice size palette knife that I like to use. Real convenient. This is what you basically use to mix your colors with. Now, the first one we're going to mix is orange. We're going to try to get an orange somewhere between the yellow and the red. Of course, red is a little more powerful, so when you mix, you don't want to mix as much, put as much red in there. Use much more yellow. Use much more yellow than the amount of red. Get a nice orange. In fact, I would say put a spot of yellow down first. Put a spot of yellow down first and then add a little bit of red to it. Now I'm going to use my my yellow brush. Now that I've mixed up my orange, I'll wipe it off a little bit on my cloth that I have available here. I'm going to take some of this orange. Now we're going to put the orange in. Let's get a simple orange. Like I said, put the yellow down first, then add a little bit of red to it. Red is much more powerful. You don't need as much. Okay. Now we've got our orange. I wipe this off a little bit, no turpentine, just wipe it off a little bit. Now, I'll mix some of the yellow with this orange to get a yellow orange. So put a spot of yellow on your palette, mix a little of that orange into it. Okay, I'm mixing my orange into a spot of that yellow. Now this should be yellower than the orange color, but not quite as yellow as the cadmium yellow. Right in between. Now we'll take this. This should be a little brighter. You should be able to see a difference. Lighter than the orange, a little darker than the yellow. Now for right now, what I'm going to do is rinse this brush out in my mineral spirits. Rinse it out real good and wipe it dry as possible, and we'll let it sit. Now I picked up my brush that I used to paint the cadmium red, and I'm going to do a red orange. So this time I'm going to put some of the orange down and then add a little bit of the red. All you need is a little speck, just a little bit of that red. Small amount. Now before you actually paint that color, wipe the brush off quite a little bit on your towel that you have handy. You don't want to put it in the mineral spirits just yet. Now we're going to paint some red orange. Okay, we've got that one. What we're going to do here is just wipe the brush off real good. No mineral spirits, just wipe it off real good on a towel, because we're still kind of staying in the red family.